Alright, hello and welcome back to Brigador. Let's just get right into it today. Oh, we have 2 missions unlocked. I didn't notice that. That's not something we've had before. It's been entirely linear so far, so that's fun. I'm still gonna do them in order anyways, though. Today we got New Feeling. Contract removal of target vehicles, 4 of them. Opposition moderate loyalist. I wonder if the other mission is different because we were fighting Corvids. Like, if we got to choose. Anyways. The Novo Exercito de Povo, hereafter NEP, is reeling from the death of Great Leader and unexpected SNC contract activity all over Soul Nobre. Despite being an army of conscripts, their training and discipline is strong. The SNC will only have a matter of hours before the NEP reorganizes in force. The mission is part of a coordinated disruption of that reorganization. Remove the designated command towers and forward observers occupying Linschoten, a small farm town and necropolis district. The SNC's development goals for Soul Nobre depend on keeping the local government forces in disarray as long as possible. Don't mind me just closing the curtains a bit there. And let's see who we get to choose from. Loadout. We got... So we've had... I think, what did we have last time? The Toro, Prowler, Buckler, Mongoose. So only that we still have Piers as Toro. We have Graf's Huss. Is armed with a Bishop 140mm cannon and a Otomo 20 megawatt laser. A 20 milliwatt laser would not be very good. With a smoke projector for defense. This loadout is a brawler. Extremely loud, extremely high single target and area of effect damage. Once a battle starts, it won't end until one side is dead. We have the Toro, which you've already seen. We have Archers Rounders armed with a Zeus 25mm rain gun and Crambo 20mm chain guns. Active camouflage for defense. This loadout is a tactical skirmisher. Tremendous single target damage and range, but has trouble with swarms. Use maneuverability and stealth to corral targets at the choke points and avoid getting cornered. And we have the Chook. Rosario's Chook is armed with a Preacher 76mm cannon and belted 20mm chain guns with an audio-kinetic pulse for defense. This loadout deals tremendous damage, but lacks the staying power of heavier mechs or defensive ability that allows for disengaging. We'll go in order, so I guess we'll start with the Huss. Let's see where this takes us. Use the randomized weapon and freelance mode to find new loadouts you might not normally pick. Variety is the spice of Brigador life. Alright, so we got 4 target vehicles to remove. Oh, it's an anti-grav? Oh, it sure is. It's slower than the Canavan, though. I guess we'll head this way first, is where the first one I'm seeing is. Oh. Alright, well. How do your weapons work? You got this, which is a bomb that just killed everyone. And you got a laser thing, which seems kind of area of effecty. We only have 2 of our main weapons though, so we gotta watch out for that. We're also moving very slowly all of a sudden. And we're also getting shot at a whole bunch. Oh, Jesus, okay. I'm really struggling with this here. Why are we not hitting them at all? Am I shooting past them? Or do I just not understand how the, sorry. Do not understand how this vehicle works. Oh, geez. Okay, let's get something back. Oh wait, can we use that ammo? That's not normally the kind we can use, but yeah, although it only helps our auxiliary weapon. Which is not great, but it's something, I guess. There we go. Oh, that's good. We do have a ground pound. I guess everyone gets one of those. Yeah, they are coming, so we wait for them to turn the corner, and then we miss one of them. This thing is very slow moving, it feels like. Even hitting it? There we go. And also the ammo seems to disappear really quickly. I don't know if that's the thing with this level or this vehicle. But that's also becoming a bit of a problem. That's a checkpoint, so I guess we gotta head up here. Wait, is that a... That is not us. Come on. To take them out, I think it was a little too late though. I'll try to back up. Oh wait, mission complete. Let's just get out of here then. It is weird to have to like steer this thing with the mouse. Okay, technically that worked out for us, although I didn't really enjoy the feeling of running that thing. Give me 1 second to close the curtains here, although we've already done the mission, so it doesn't really matter too much. But alright, I guess maybe this game isn't as hard as I gave credit for. I just had to kind of lock in a bit. But that just gives us more time to work with our intel. So we got, hopefully we can get through the heavy agravs, maybe even light agravs. We might finish intel today. Let's see. Probably not, but we got the cataphract. See those emitters poking out all over the place? Yeah, that's because the standard cataphract loadout has black hands mounted in triplicate. Puts out so much radiation your insides will melt just looking at it. Technically, the spacer can support all that on a smaller chassis. I suspect the bulk of the thing has to do with combat durability, but I swear that frame is built for a dorsal heavy mount. Maybe the design was pivoted halfway through by some higher-ups who thought they knew better. Spacers are, after all, still human. Regardless, I think it's got a kind of elegance, provided you can ignore the screaming, dying masses that follow in its wake. We got the Vax. Spacers come in two flavors, cruel or dead. And the Vex is cruel, alright, in the proud Spacer A-Grab tradition. Dual main mount, slow profile, most better than it looks like it can. Nasty business. Mainstay of Spacer ground operations, crew of at least 2 judging by the hatch configuration. Probably dual pilot gunner duties. Advanced combat jack stuff. One of our Spacer vehicles you can find decent footage of in action if you know a guy. You don't want to know that guy. I'm that guy. We got the Joust. Dual turret hardpoints that I haven't seen before. Even Spacers have their hot dog pilots. I don't know what a hot dog pilot is, but sure. Probably more of their share than most, really. Handling an A-Grab with high speed and targeting dual turrets. That's a lot to throw down the pipe of a combat jack. I'll be honest though, never seen the inside of Spacer hardware. Most of us dirt eaters never will. Do we even still use cranial jacks? At any rate, I'd watch out for these. Ruthless in the hand of a skilled pilot, I'm sure. Firepower and finesse. we got the longboard. Even spacers can't always resist a good old-fashioned boondoggle. The less than affectionately nicknamed longboard has no tricks up its sleeve. It's just as stiff and questionably engineered as it looks. Nice and all that it can carry such a massive gun mount. But fix the hull, are you kidding me? One of the most expensive development programs in spacer armament procurement, the contractor overpromised and underdelivered after ludicrous cost overruns. Enough that spacers sent a special forces detachment to put the hurt on several board members of the company. Expensive and ungainly as it is, however, it does carry a whole lot of shielding. Something about the displacement of the shielding is why the big gun mount ended up where it is. There's an odd sort of pride among the very few spacers that'll admit to driving these. We got the prism. Looks like one of those spacer vidstar characters lifting up their skirt, if you ask me. What? Okay, let's just keep going. Heavy gun platform and surprisingly ugly for a spacer A-Grav, the prism has been in service only a short while, but long enough to prove itself capable of what it was designed as, a floating self-propelled gun platform. There's no visible hatch of any kind, which you only see in the autonomous drones, but I don't think this is autonomous. I think they seal a loose into the hull for months at a time. That's just my pet theory. And we got the Minder. A floating shield battery is a nasty bit of kit. Roll the tape again and you'll see the Minders are equipped with black hands. Same chassis as a bellhop, just with a massive shield generator. Something to do with shield umbrella tactics, protecting nearby units while drawing fire with its vertical profile. Getting to the pilot hatch when the shield generator unit is mated has to be a pain in the ass. It seems like a real oversight. I'd be happy to do some design consulting work for the spacers if this gig the SNC plays out right, just saying. Looks like we will have time to finish off all of our intel. Starting with the light A-Grav Leverman. Though we are constantly updating cutting-edge technology, spacers get hung up on stupid stuff just like anybody else. The failure of the longboard and its aggressive overcost development program irrationally put them off of grav tank development for a long time, likely as it seems to outsiders. Fresh from another successful armor and sensor upgrade package for the stalwart grounder tank, a design team convincingly lobbied to develop the grav tank for a fraction of the cost of the longboard and won the contract. The Leverman is graceful of sight for a grav tank, and extremely effective fielded by veteran A-Grav pilots rather than tankers. An increasingly common and unwelcome sight a number of border wars in the outer colonies. We got the Bolero. The even state-of-the-art anti-grav tech won't save you from a big clean hit from a railgun. Boleros looked mean alright, but I was there, camera in hand, with a perfect Zeus hit brought one of these down. And that the pilot thing the spacers use, a pilot cocoon thing that the spacers use, just split open. And the pilot slipped out like yolk from an egg. He seemed more annoyed than afraid. He looked ridiculous, laying in the mud and all that viscous fluid, pale skin and eyes, thin body. He opened his mouth to say something, lips curled in a sneer, but he caught an 8mm round to the jaw. That shut him up alright. Alright, on that note, we got the Arlo. Also, what we call low orbit, but everyone calls them Arlos. Spacers love this little gate crasher. Oxybelly's mechs are too slow to catch anyone by surprise. They're designed more for city killing and heavy siege than breaking lines, but Arlos are so fast they'll punch a hole in your perimeter and kill half the command staff before you even know they're there. It's a match made in heaven for hot dog spacer pilots, finding to be the first to break through any enemy fortifications, first to shed blood. Agile, maneuverable, aggressively scans only as big enough of a shield generator is needed. A pack of Arlos can take out a Citadel tank on open ground, no problem. Even more terrifying is their ability to wreak havoc within urban confines. Near perfect lateral thrust makes it almost impossible to corner an Arlo once within city limits. The real climbers are always jockeying for a spot to pilot Arlos. It shows the appropriate amount of bloodthirstiness to succeed in spacer military hierarchy. which is good because Arlo pilots have half life expectancy of any other space or military. You got the Seeker. Autonomous drone bombs that are deployed to bolster numbers and extend sensor range, especially in difficult orbit terrain. Cheap to produce, at least by spacer standards. The operational lifespan is actually pretty short. But they don't even bother servicing them, is what I hear. Speaker says it glitch out. Seeker starting to glitch out get used for target practice during training. Make sure you do the same. One Seeker destination. Sorry, my voice is starting to give out a little. One Seeker detonation might not do you in like a kombucha, but there tend to be a lot more of them out there. You got the bellhop. The long-lost spacer cousin to the oilless rock might look fat and tanky, but it's spry enough, especially since the power plant is rated to carry the weight of a shield generator, the minor configuration. Generally consigned to a training vehicle in spacer fleets, but we've been seeing more than enough of them on the battlefield. Are spacers as overextended as the loyalists in their own way? You got the Hoker, I guess? Yeah, the spacers don't call them that, but I can't find any other designation. Spacer design philosophy is split down the middle between things that are designed within a typical realm of resembling function, a fast agrav like something like a bird, like the Lennox, like the Lexa, which I guess we're reading next, and defiant geometric crap like the Hoker. Why is this thing shaped like an expensive saucepan? How does it land? I'd like to think some of it is a lingering push for psyops within their design teams. Anyway, the Hoker may only offer fractional protection for the pilot, but it's got speed in that bizarre shape to its advantage. Finally, we got the Lexa. Last piece of intel we're getting, looks like. A light atmospheric anti-grav, better suited far away from the front, and much higher in altitude. Jeez. There's that spacer perversity for you. They fly them low into war zones like an Arlo just to make things a little sporting for bored sadistic pilots. Scout craft like this you've got to watch out for, as there are bound to be bigger friends nearby. And yeah, that's all the intel. We still have a fair bit of lore to get through. And then we're going to be kind of tight on money enough, and we can get some operations at some point. Some equipment, perhaps, vehicles, pilots. I think these are all for, like, you can use them in freelance, which we will have to look at more in detail later, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we'll do all of these. Oh, I see some of the normal missions in here too. We'll see how it plays out by the time we get there, but very least we can work towards buying more of that stuff, so we can look forward to that in the future. And yeah, for now, I'll call it here, and as always, thank you for watching.